Good morning, Mama Lou. My name is Angeline Enligutan from MEC11, and I'm here today to ask you some questions about your BPO experiences. But before we start, would you mind if I ask you to introduce yourself by stating your name, your position, and how long have you been in that company?
I'm Mary Lugiev. I have been part of a multinational company since 2007 and handling a team since 2014.
Thank you so much, Mama Lou. And now let's proceed to our interview for the first questions. I just want to ask you when and why to apply coaching.
When and why do we need to apply coaching? So I guess before we go to the when and the why, let's try to understand first what coaching is all about and what is its main purpose. So coaching is a dialogue between the people manager and the team member having the same mindset that they are helping each other. It's an opportunity for the team member to grow professionally, and at the same time, it's an opportunity for the people manager to motivate and boost the team members' performance. During the discussions or sessions, goal needs to be set, and from that goal, the people manager provides guidance to the team member to define his own solution or action plan to be able to achieve the set goal within a given time frame. Now, going to the when to apply coaching, the most common trigger is if there's an issue that has been identified directly impacting the business and the cause of the issue is a low performer team member, right then and there, the people manager will initiate coaching and together with the team member, they will identify what are the areas that needs to be on and what are the solution and action plan to be able to improve that team member's performance. Now, the frequency of the session and the time frame would depend on the business need or the urgency. And on this type of example, the time frame is shorter, so the session would be different. Again, I mentioned this is the most common trigger. Uh, Looking at organization holistically, for me, we need to move away from coaching with a negative connotation, relating it again to its main purpose, which is providing career growth to a team member. Coaching should happen and should be given regardless if an employee is or a team member is a low performer or a high performer. Each individual in an organization has their own set goal for their career. So coaching again should be made available to everyone. Um, Now, as to the why, we need to apply coaching and again relating it to its main purpose. Coaching is essential both to the team member and to the organization, as coaching brings us, at the end of the day, the result of a motivated employee, a high performing employee. And if we have those kind of employees or team members working in an organization, as a result, the organization will be able to provide high quality service to the client. So coaching really is in general bring success both to team member and to the organization.
Thank you so much, Mama Lou, for that awesome answer. And for the second questions, is hard skills and social skills is important to the BPO industry?
Having the right hard skills or technical skills to perform a specific job or role is important, but having the right mix of hard skills and social skills is what makes an individual stand out in an organization. In the BPO industry, we're starting to notice that the demand for social skills are becoming higher. And it's probably because it is something unique per individual. Hard skills that can be learned through formal training or formal education. But social skills or soft skills is something innate. It's interpersonal. It, it can be taught theoretically, but how you would interpret that would differ per individual since it would be dependent on an individual's personality and experience. Soft skills is more on how you communicate, how you listen, how you resolve conflicts, how you manage your time, and how you basically how you get along with others. Um, so if you notice, during final interviews, so the questions, if not all, are situational, and it's because employers are trying to gauge more on your social skills competency and how you would fit into their organization.
Thank you so much, Miss Malu. And for the third one, I just want to ask any tips how to handle a difficult customers.
Difficult customers would probably vent their frustrations and anger. You filter those out. Focus on understanding the problem at hand. Listen and make sure you identify what the problem is. It is very critical because to be able to provide the correct solution, you need to know the problem at hand. You don't understand what the problem is, most probably will give out incorrect solution, which would result to a bigger problem, customer getting more frustrated and angry at you. So it is critical to identify the correct problem at hand. After that, empathize. Have a mindset of what if I am in the same situation as where the customer is at right now? How do I want my problem resolved? And from there, follow through by explaining to the customer what really happened. Be as transparent as you can, and then explain what are the steps that you're taking to resolve the issue. Keeping in mind that while relaying those information, you need to be confident at the same time, respectful still. The customer will hear it based on the words and the tone that you have if you are struggling with what you're saying or if you know what you are saying. If the customer feels that you know what you were saying, you will gain their trust and they will feel that you will be able to resolve their issue. And hopefully from there, that would pacify their frustration and anger. If all else fail, if you think you have exhausted all the resource and you've used up all the efforts to resolve the issue and the client or the customer is still not happy, seek help. There's no problem with asking for help. Just make sure you have exhausted all the resources that you have before you tap in your supervisor to help on closing out the issue at hand.
Thank you so much for that tips, Ma'am Malu. And lastly, for our last questions, I just want to ask if you prepare or provide a training to a call center agent in a different areas like coaching and handling a difficult customers.
So when we release our team members to the production floor, they are no longer a or an Ande or a Jerome. They represent now the company as a whole. So it is essential that we equip our team members with the right tools and knowledge before we set them off to the battlefield. Now, our specific for my we handle HR concerns. So we have tier one who handles basic HR queries, and then we have tier two handles specific area in HR. So we have payroll experts, we have benefits experts, and then we have record management experts. So prior to them performing to the production floor, we conduct at least a 6 week training. It comprises of full familiarization training, conflict management training, communication skills training, and HR related training. And after the theoretical training, we also conduct role playing familiarizing the team members on the usual calls that we get and how best to handle and resolve such calls. Also, on the last week of the training, just so our team members get a first-hand experience before they actually take an actual call from an actual customer calls, reenacting past difficult calls that we have historically experienced, letting them resolve those kind of calls and at the same time provide them the best way to handle such calls if they would encounter the same in the future. As for the coaching, we have the quality assurance team who screens the call and based from the QA's recommendation and assessment, we do coaching as needed. Now, again, as I mentioned before, coaching approach and frequency would vary depending on the goal that needs to be achieved per.
Thank you so much, Mama Lu, and I believe that's the end of our interview for today. Thank you so much for your time, ma'am, and for answering those questions of mine. And I hope you had a great day today. Ingat po palagi and stay safe. Thank you so much, Mama Lu.
Lay it down. When we're looking at me